Warm Springs Natural Area is an oasis in the Mojave Desert. This area not only supports a variety of plant and animal life, it also plays an integral role in the Southern Nevada watershed. And now we're excited to invite you to explore the natural beauty of Warm Springs and learn the importance of this hidden gem. Warm Springs Natural Area is about an hour drive from Las Vegas, but once you arrive, you feel like you're in another world. This 1,220-acre refuge in the Upper Moapa Valley was acquired by SNWA in 2007 to help preserve its historical, cultural, and ecological integrity and manage its water resources. Warm Springs was appropriately named for its more than 24 bubbling springs, rushing streams, and wetlands. And you guessed it, it's plentiful 90-degree warm spring water. As an island of fresh water and lush vegetation surrounded by an ocean of harsh desert, these isolated springs support life of all kinds in southern Nevada.
The Warm Springs Natural Area is the headwaters of the Muddy River. Several springs come up here and flow down into Lake Mead, which is an important water supply for not only the people in the Moapa Valley, but for Las Vegas as well. Being an isolated river in southern Nevada, a lot of unique species have evolved here and call this place home.
Warm Springs has been a life source for Native Americans, outlaws, ranchers, early settlers, and of course wildlife dating back thousands of years. Now the area serves as a special home to 28 sensitive species. In fact, the thermal properties of the springs support 8 species that occur nowhere else on Earth. Most significant is the endangered Moapa dace.
The Moapa dace is a small minnow only found here at Warm Springs. It was listed as an endangered species back in 1973 due to threats of groundwater pumping and invasive species. So we're working to mitigate those threats to this fish. We're doing a lot of stream restoration to restore the habitat for the Moapa dace. This stream behind me we've narrowed to increase water velocity because the Moapa dace like fast water. A lot of dace use this stream right here, and our most recent count for the entire Upper Muddy River is 1,533 fish.
Moapa dace aren't the only rare species to call Warm Springs home. More than 200 species of birds have been identified on property, including the federally protected southwestern willow flycatcher and yellow-billed cuckoo.
Warm Springs is a great place for birds. We have a lot of Gambel's quail here, and roadrunners are commonly seen here. In the wintertime, we got a lot of migrants like white-crowned sparrows, and in the summertime, we get other birds that migrate here, including turkey vultures and the endangered southwestern willow flycatcher.
This ongoing display of some of the rarest and most interesting birds makes Warm Springs a perfect spot for avid birders. Just one of the many reasons why having a public area at Warm Springs is so important to the SNWA.
So having a public use area in Warm Springs is important to SNWA because we want to share with the community this property. The history goes back to the Southern Paiutes, famous outlaws, and the history of ranching here. A lot of the community members grew up here, remember this back when it was a ranch and wants access. We got over a half-mile trail. It's a little under 10 acres of property, beautiful landscape. We want to be able to share this with the community. One of the SNWA's goals is to educate the community on conservation, restoration, and the management of this property as a natural area.
SNWA has taken special care in restoring this property to its former glory and paid extra attention to telling the historic story of this storied property.
Warm Springs has a lot of great stories for visitors to enjoy. Due to the natural history of the area, we have a lot of stories about wildlife and hydrology and geology, but there's also a lot of human stories we can share too. From the ancestral Paiutes that used to live here, to the Mormon settlers and the ranching interest. Howard Hughes owned this property for a while, so there's a ton of stories for the public to enjoy.
Visitors can enjoy a leisurely stroll along a nearly mile-long trail and explore the 5-acre public area. You'll see a restored water wheel that once powered the working ranch, walk along a once active cattle corral, take in sweeping views from an overlook, and see the thermal springs up close.
We get a lot of support from the local community here in the Moapa Valley. This is their backyard, this is their river, this is their natural area. We get a lot of support from the local school groups that come up and do projects, from elementary school for World Wetlands Day to the high school with projects from for the Future Farmers of America. We also, a lot of Boy Scouts come out and help us with restoration projects by doing Eagle Scout projects, and we hope just to give them a place to enjoy their part of Nevada.
Learn more about Warm Springs Natural Area and plan your visit at warmspringsnaturalaria.com. Warm Springs was once a welcome retreat from the busy city life, and we hope it becomes that again for visitors. It's a chance for the community to escape and outdoor enthusiasts to enjoy nature at its best. Reporting for Waterways, I'm Jenna Naba.